Looking for a new game to play? Look no further. This adventures game is called DoVille VR. Whether you want to sleuth caution on Juniper Beach, rescue Bigfoot Mountain from destruction, or time travel to Dino Gulch, there's something for everyone. Virtual reality, great graphics, and fun gameplay. DoVille VR has it all.
Hello everybody and welcome back to RWBY Analysis and Watch Alongs. Today we're moving on to episode? What's wrong with me? I'm so, wow. By now how I say this stuff? Wow.
Off script.
What the heck? Anyway, so we're going back into World of Remnant. And how long is this one? I'm curious. 3 minutes. Okay. I don't even count it as 3 minutes like you were saying before because it's cut in half for the intro outros. But this, I'm telling you, if you're a writer and you want to do like these little shorts or whatever, I mean, like online media is becoming so much bigger now. It's like you have a lot of writers over on Patreon, you have a lot of writers on Kickstarter. Some people do this, and like when you do like a Kickstarter, you want to show what your world or something is all about with where your characters are going to be residing. So this is 100% perfect. A good example of what you should be doing as a writer when world building. Because a lot of people think that they have to get all their notes down on the page, like, oh my god, I'm just gonna like randomly write the entirety of the lore in one entire chapter, and you're just like, that's like what, a 30-page chapter of you just explaining where the characters derive from, who, like, what the world is, what kind of birds there are. Like, you do not have to do that in the first chapter, or at least at all. You gotta sprinkle this lore. You know, sprinkle the world throughout the world that your characters are within, and it's like, how you do that is by how they interact with each other, how they do show, don't tell, you know? And this is, again, 100% a good example because this stuff was mentioned in RWBY. Yeah. But it wasn't kind of focused because they know that it's a character-driven story. And if this was more, you know, world-driven, not even plot-driven, if this is world-driven, like a lot of stories tend to be, when they overwrite, it would be just like hours and hours and hours of just
I'm glad they did this.
Another good show that does it really well is Game of Thrones.
It's
that's
really good.
Like, I haven't read the books yet, which we definitely have to get into.
We have to finish the series first.
I know, someone please recommend it.
Please.
I miss it so much.
Please.
But the thing is with Game of Thrones, as, you know, lore-filled as that series is, I'm not sitting here being like, okay, this is the world, okay, whatever, the different houses, great. It's like they kind of explain it, but it's through the dialogue. Yeah. And it's brilliant. Like, it's like when these characters
Someone
do,
recommend
like,
it, please.
I know, when they do like the underhand jabs and everything.
So
like,
good. I miss it. It's been so long.
You have no idea. Like
someone recommend it, please. I'm begging you. Please.
Someone please recommend Game of Thrones again, because honestly, like, I have, like, where we left off with finishing the first season, I'm like, yeah.
So much happened.
Because the first season, if you think about it now, feels like it's how it was like a prologue, and it's just like, okay, well, what's it going to be now?
Exactly.
So please, somebody.
Thank you. That's our request.
RWBY times Game of Thrones. Let's make it happen. There's a crossover. I don't know if anyone ever made a fanfic about that.
Probably.
Anyway, guys, here we go.
Seen hundreds of technological advances that have changed society. The most influential of all of them being the cross-continental transmit system. Prior to the invention of the CCTS, long-range communication was extremely limited. The discovery and development of radio technology allowed for communication within the boundaries of most kingdoms. But communication with other parts of the world was restricted to the physical delivery of messages. With every alternative form of communication that was proposed, there seemed to be the perfect obstacle. The destructive nature of the creatures of Grimm severely limited the reliability of ground-based technologies. The concept of relay satellites orbiting around the planet was promising. Unfortunately, modern man has yet to make the technological advancements required to achieve spaceflight, as all known dust types lose their power as they begin to leave
talk about
Remnant's
space.
atmosphere. Eventually, it was the people of Atlas, the world's leader in science and technology, that developed the cross-continental transmit system. It was revolutionary. Like radio, signals were sent and received wirelessly, though the content of these transmissions were not nearly as limited. Audio, video, images, and text were all capable of transmission, and eventually an entire online web of information was at mankind's fingertips.
Google.
Currently, the system is supported by
Google
4
call.
primary relay towers, each located within a safeguarded area of the kingdoms. These towers
Look how they
allow
wrinkle.
for wireless communication within a kingdom through the use of devices such as scrolls. Signals become less reliable the farther the
love to have,
user
like, an
travels
entire one
from the
just about
CCT
scrolls.
tower. And although smaller support towers do exist outside of kingdoms, they are constantly at risk of destruction by the creatures of Grimm. Shortcomings aside, for the first time in history, digital transmissions
You think
between
why,
kingdoms
right?
were
Because it's like maybe the
possible
negative
through
transmission
use
for
slightly
each of
more
them.
advanced devices, typically found
Hey.
in homes and CCT centers. The cross-continental transmit system has and will continue to advance the progression of mankind. However, if one of the 4 towers is taken offline, the entire network fails with it. A slight inconvenience during routine maintenance, but to be honest, I find the limitation somewhat poetic. No one voice is louder than the others, and no voice may be silenced without the rest. If the people of Remnant are to speak, then they shall do so together. Or not at all.
Oh ho ho!
Well, that one's
I
more
mean,
likely.
Yeah, pretty much.
That one's more likely.
So I like how they like this stuff. Again, going back to what we were saying in the last episode, it's not fully explained. Like the scrolls, I don't know if I don't think there's the World of Remnant lore on that.
I didn't see one, but maybe one of them is about
Scrolls
it.
to me are so important to the story because that's their line of communication, but also they do so much with their weapons and everything else. I feel like as seasons do and volumes do go on, I mean, in recent volumes, I think they did use it within volume 8, but like, I feel like for me, I was never fully paying attention to the scrolls. So much so that I forgot what they were called. So I'm like,
it would have been cool if they made. Maybe there is one.
I don't know. I don't think there is with scrolls, but like
maybe they're gonna make something big about it.
Because I feel like with scrolls, there's like so much they could do. Like have an entire episode or something, or the chapter or something. Be like focused on what's like their apps. What does it have on it? What kind of things can it do? Because I know like they can download specific like training things. So I want to see more about scrolls. Like, it's the weirdest suggestion for me to make right now, but I'm just like...
No, but it's so important to the plot. It's like you think
exactly.
Have one.
Like, again, it reminds me of, like, on, like, a lot of Super Sentai or, like, Kamen Rider where it's, like, you get the support items and they're not necessarily fully explained to you, but they're kind of present. But they're always... not vaguely present. Like I feel like with the scrolls, you'll see them checking it once in a while. And I feel like it's such a human nature thing to somebody to check their phone now, where it's like you don't even think about it. But now going back into RWBY, I'm like, I want to know more about the scrolls because that's their line of communication. But if there's all like the hacking and shit and all this kind of stuff that could potentially happen, it's like, what could else can happen? You saw what happened to Penny. You know, and it's like scrolls while they are present, they're not. I don't know. I don't have a connection to them. Yeah. Maybe
they're planning something for like future volumes where they have more importance to the story.
Because like I'm connected to like RWBY's weapons. Like even the weapons. Like I want to see. Because RWBY's like a weapon buff, she's like...
maybe she'll maybe there'll be episodes in the future where, I don't know, maybe there is already, but where she like explains all of them.
That's the thing, like, because like they said in like volume 1, it was mainly like RWBY, oh my gosh, she loves weapons, and she does fangirl over weapons. Like, I want to see more of that. I want to see like weapons, like a blacksmith or this and that, like being able to make things for them and like have it as a full entire season, not just like an episode, because I feel like you're gonna see in future volumes. Hopefully you love. It's like I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, they have like literal mecha going on, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? And it's like it makes sense because within this high tech world that they're living in, especially like specific areas, that's where like the technology would thrive. So I would love to see more about the scrolls. I would love to see more about the tech that goes behind everything and like kind of have that lore that explains it, like videos like this, or even like having where RWBY's fangirling more about weapons and seeing how the weapons are fully constructed, because seeing how they're constructed, like you could say like she could be like, oh, I built this or did that, but I'm like, I want to know how you did, because then that also gives the opening for like if they wanted to sell merch for it, which I know like people have had like RWBY's like scythe type thing. it's like they could even have, it would be really cute, like the recipe for it,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
like the build
Like how
for
to,
it.
a
And
DIY
it's like,
thing.
even if you can't like follow it, it's like, oh, put this amount of dust in it or whatever. That would be really cute as like merchandise.
Yeah.
But other than this, no, like, you agree where it's like this stuff could be dangerous because you saw how the Grimm were reacting to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even at the end, it's
Yeah.
like they're not going to communicate. So it's like,
Uh-huh.
it kind of
I mean-
shows, you know, how humans are too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the way how I took it with the Grimm arms coming out like that, I feel like why they're attacking the towers isn't just to like disrupt their communication.
it's the negative
negative
energy.
energies. You know, like they're talking to each other, the vibrations that come out of whether the phone or the towers themselves. It's like they sense this, so it's like that's why the scrolls are so important because they also through a text, through an image, through an audio message.
And then, yeah, the
it can
thing is,
attract the negative energy.
Yeah, and through phone calls and like internet stuff, it's like you're much more negative on there because it's so much easier to be rude to someone or have like an angry reaction to someone when you don't see their face.
Exactly.
So like that's probably why they're attacking the towers too, because people using it are like, you know, bashing other people or fighting with somebody else, and it's like that's probably why.
And honestly, if this is somebody like evil or whatever, and they were like, "Oh my god, we're gonna use these towers to get the Grimm to come and destroy."
Right,
that's
that
a
too.
perfect
Yeah,
ploy.
exactly. Just yell at people.
So, I'll let them do the work for me. They'll put people in a stressful situation, but give them this nice little toy that they can have, and then suddenly have the Grimm come and attack everyone. You're like, okay, whatever. But it's like honestly, it's a weird request I want to make, but I want to know more about the scrolls. Like, I want, with your guys' opinions, what do you view the scrolls to be? Like, how do you? They're not, to me, they're not just like cell phones.
Yeah.
They're like everything that they could also survive on. They're like health, you know, like those like what Fitbits.
Yeah.
They would like Fitbits, but they could also be like health trackers.
That'd be cool though, like
because all their information's on.
Yeah,
there.
it'd be really cool though if like in future volumes like everything breaks. I don't know if that's a spoiler.
I don't want to say shit, but I think the thing is, with the scrolls in general, like I don't know. I feel like there's more to them. I think there's like behind the tech, like obviously I'm trying to keep my mouth shut about like specific things, but like it's really hard for me. Please help.
Okay,
but
sorry.
the thing is with you'll notice in future volumes that tech does get more important. I'm not gonna say why because I can't even explain it to you because you'll be like, wait, what? But the thing is, like, I just want to see more of it, and that's my only request. But like, I'm glad they made this. Like, this is out of nowhere, the most random lore about like this is their towers.
I like it though.
You know, and it's
I like seeing the map. I love when stories have maps, and I love how they show it so much on these. Like I haven't seen much of it on the show as often, but that's why I like these.
Avatar,
so
Dragon Prince.
Yeah. Watch that.
Yeah, please do.
Anyway,
guys, if you're amazing, you stay weird, you stay whatever, stay awesome, to like somebody, just fangirl, fanboy, fan person every single day.
Bye.